First off, a little disclaimer. This is no commercial of any kind. The item I'm about to review was bought from my own money. I purchased that myself. I'm not affiliated with any of the manufacturers of this stuff. So, with that being said, let's jump right in. So I recently got a Swiss Army knife. This is the Hercules, and I chose this for a couple of special reasons. Kind of looked at the tools it has, and of course some tools are, well, they're just there. I'm not going to use them, but being on a hike, I do have some needs which, in my mind anyway, this knife performs best at. This is a bit bigger than a usual Swiss Army knife. For comparison, this is a regular size, and this is the Hercules, so it is a bit bigger. And the advantage this has is it has a fixed blade, see, so it doesn't fold in on itself. So it has a liner lock. You can just do it like that, but it snaps into place and it stays that way. So it's obviously the first appliance I have is a knife. Now on tour, what do I need a knife for? I need a knife just for many things, you know, cutting open these Trek and Eat packages, or, you know, cutting some line, maybe preparing myself a tent stake out of wood if I don't have enough. So yeah, that's the main appliance for the knife. Let's get some of the things out of the way. They're not that important to me. Obviously that's the corkscrew, but it is sort of a trademark of the Swiss Army knives. They all have them, so yeah, I'm just not going to use them, but it's there. I couldn't get one without it. Okay, let's see if we can get that working. I'll just put the corkscrew in, and then there. And surprise, surprise, you can open a bottle with a corkscrew opener. Who would have thought that? There we go. On the same side, but opposite to the corkscrew opener, there's this awl right here. And that's for poking holes in leather or fabric or whatever. See, it's a very, very pointy, pokey with a sharp edge here. So that works pretty nice. I have used that in the past. So after a long day hike, when you lose some weight, you can just kind of use this and poke a new hole for your belt. See? And good thing you can't see what's going on behind the camera because my pants are slipping down. Oh dear. So next up, this thing has 4 screwdrivers. I'm going to show you. There you go. 4 screwdrivers. You got a large flathead, a small flathead, a small Phillips drive, and a medium Phillips drive. I must say I really haven't used them, and I don't see what I can use them for. Oh yeah, there's one thing. My folding saw uses either the flathead or the big cross-section Phillips drive to change the blade, so I could use that. But usually on hikes I don't take my saw with me, so I'm not going to be using that. So aside from that flathead screwdriver, this also has a bottle opener here. It's where you can kind of lift the bottle and then open it. And yeah, that's not too important for me either, because when I'm on a hiking tour, I'm not going to take any bottles. So I might do that if I'm on a bushcraft tour where I kind of enjoy being outside, not going very far or not going a distance. So on the small side, where the small flathead screwdriver is, I also have a can opener. Now, many people don't know how this works. I'm going to demonstrate it with this can here. I think carrots, yeah, carrots. We're going to have them tonight. You just kind of, come on, pop it in. There we go. And then you just kind of lock on the outer rim here and just push down, and you go like that. See? Be careful though, they do tend to have very jagged edges. And there we go. That's kind of tough, but there we go. Usually I wouldn't need this on a tour anyway, since you know, taking cans long distances is not really the thing for me to do. Usually when I go long distances, I take this freeze-dried food and not a heavy can. And if I do take a can, most of the time they have these pull top openers, so you don't need that anyway. It's also just a thing just about every Swiss knife has. This is a standard tool, right? So one thing that's pretty handy is this knife has a small scissors. That's one thing I wanted to have too. Now, why do you need a scissors if I'm underway? So when I'm on a hike, the most common injury you're going to get is just getting a small cut or anything. In that case, I'm going to take the first aid kit. It's personalized. I might review this later on, but you know, inside here I have some Band-Aid, and I have these pre-cut pieces. Here you go. They're already pre-cut. Or what I also like to have in here are these, and with these you kind of just cut off the size you need, and for that the scissors is really good. Of course, you could also say, okay, I'm going to do this with a knife, but then you gotta have a hard top below, a hard surface below, in order to cut it. And actually, a scissors is really nice for this job. One specific reason I chose this knife is that it has a small set of pliers here. And actually, I have used the pliers of a multi-tool on the tour before. Multi-tool just tends to be a little heavier than this knife, and when you're going on a longer distance hike, every ounce, every gram counts, obviously. So I didn't want to lose that. I didn't want to have to go along without it. So I have this pliers, and it is a little bit smaller than what you usually have on the multi-tools, but you know, for the small things you may want to have to repair at your gear, this is really perfect. So what I have used this for in the past is on our tour. I don't think I have a video up. Manuel has a video up when we were on the Rheinsteig. My belt buckle kind of ripped, and so I had to repair that. And for that, I used the awl. That's the story I was talking about. I had to use the awl to, you know, poke some holes in the leather. And I just took some paracord and wrapped it around the buckle, and put some duct tape on that. But I also, you know, had to repair the pin, which, you know, goes in the belt buckle. There's a pin that goes in there. That had to be repaired as well, and for that I used at that time a multi-tool. But this will do anyway. For these small kind of repairs, this is just perfect. Also, what you have in these Swiss Army knives are, you know, you have a little toothpick here, which is really useful because when you eat, you know, I tend to get stuff stuck between my teeth, and if I don't get that out pretty fast or in a reasonable time, that kind of starts to hurt if I carry that around with me with a couple of hours. So every time I got something stuck in my teeth, I can get it out with this. Also, on the other side, there's I don't know if you can see. There you go. There's a small set of tweezers here. You know, these are usually pretty good, just, you know, to get splinters out or to get ticks out. But what I'm going to do, I've recently seen that in a video from Felix Imler. He's famous for working with these things, and he reworked this, and he actually pointed the tip of these. So right now it's pretty flat, as you can see, or not see. It's pretty flat, and he kind of made a pointed tip to it, and that kind of really helps getting a tick out or getting a small splinter out. It just helps you aim better. I'm gonna link his channel up here. The man is amazing. He's well, you know, he can build an atomic reactor with just a knife. So he's awesome. I'll just link him up there. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one more thing, and that's, let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, right there. That's because it has a saw, you know, and it doesn't have to be a big saw, but if you want to prepare a small fire, or if you have a lightweight hobo with you, you can kind of, you know, cut some wood. Of course, with these hobos, you can always just use small sticks. You can just break like that. But actually, the saw is good for branches which are, well, just a little too big to break, but still small enough for the stove. For instance, this is a branch. You know, you could probably break it if you try really hard, but you know, putting your knee on that was, well, at least my knee, it's gonna break my knee. So you can always take the knife, or a little saw, I mean, and then just kind of you know, work your way around, and then you can always, there you go, and that works pretty good. Alright, that was it for this video. I hope it was helpful for you if you want to evaluate this knife before buying it, and I'm quite satisfied with it.